You've probably heard of restaurants like PF Chang's as well as Panda Express because they're some of the most popular quote-unquote Chinese restaurants in America. And probably you go to these restaurants like once a week or maybe like a few times a year, but maybe you've thought about the question of what do Chinese people actually think of these two restaurants? Well, that's what we're gonna cover on today's episode of Rockstar Eater. Thank you so much for watching the show. This is Steve Cha, your host once again. And today I have a very special, lovely guest with me. This is ISIS Chu, who's going to be, she's going to be joining us for our adventures at both Panda Express and PF Chang. So ISIS, you know, I know that you have your own YouTube channel as well as some awesome things you're doing on Instagram. Tell us a little bit about just what you're doing.
Yeah, so on my YouTube channel I post a lot of advice videos, and I also post just a lot about my life in general and how to help others and how to be like more positive in life. So if you want to, you can go check that out. But I've also never tried PF Chang, so this is gonna be a new one for me.
Wow, awesome. Did you hear that? She has never tried PF Chang, and maybe there's a reason why. And this is actually gonna be my first time eating at PF Chang as well. So when you get a chance, check out Isis on her Instagram as well as her YouTube channel and subscribe as well. So anyways, we are here at our first location at PF Chang. This is gonna be our first eating spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try the exact same 3 dishes from both PF Chang and Panda Express. We're going to critique it. We're going to give our honest evaluation of what we think about it, especially as Chinese Americans. And then at the end of the video, we're going to let you know which one is the better of the two, the better in terms of bang for your buck. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started and let's go into PF Chang. So you just told me that this is your first time at PF Chang's. That's just so, you know, in some ways I'm kind of shocked to hear that, but in some ways I'm actually not that shocked to hear that as well. So why is that you've never come here before?
Yeah, my family just likes cooking our food at home, so we don't really go out for fast food like this.
Oh, this is fast food, okay. Well, so when you guys like
I'd
go...
say it's like the Asian American fast food.
Oh, okay.
Panda Express and PF Chang's, right?
Kind of. This is more like a sit-down restaurant, but...
Oh, yeah, but more Panda Express.
Well, I've done some takeout at PF Chang before, but this is my first time actually dining in at PF
that's so
Chang.
Cool. Oh my God, we're matching.
That's right, yeah. And you know, the reason is almost similar. I had a dad who would always just make fun of Americanized Chinese food all the time, to the point where it was like ingrained in me, where I just did not decide to go into like a Chinese American restaurant.
I think same thing actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's for all Asian Americans right now.
Yeah, exactly. So if this is something that you were to take your parents to or bring home as takeout food, it would be like, no, taboo right there. But you know, I guess we're a little bit more open-minded. We're swallowing our pride just for the sake of this YouTube video, just so we can give an honest evaluation
I've always
to everybody.
wanted to try it too. Like,
oh, okay. Wow, that sounds so cool. So we're gonna dig in and we're gonna try it right now. Beef broccoli, one of our selections, and then we have orange flavored chicken, which
that's my dad's favorite.
Oh yeah, but PF Chang didn't invent this one. Interestingly, Panda Express invented it.
Yeah, I heard same thing.
I didn't even know that till a few months ago. And then our third one, we have the walnut shrimp. Look at that.
Okay, I'm gonna get a big.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Let's try it. Boom.
Okay, good. Well, that's really good.
It's actually it's a little sweeter than I thought, actually.
Okay, but I like my food really sweet.
You do?
I like sweet and savory together.
Oh, this is the perfect place for you.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
I found the right collaborator.
No, yeah, I'll be a long-time customer now.
Okay, let's see. Oh, broccoli. Here we go. Let's try this one.
I really do love broccoli.
Okay. Yep, just how I remembered it when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, I think the meat is better than the broccoli.
Yeah. No, broccoli's broccoli, but anyways. Okay, yeah. Meat quality is actually a little bit better than I thought. That's like
Definitely.
It looks like it kind of has like a nice,
Fat content?
yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's for the beef broccoli. Let's go on to the second one, the orange flavor chicken.
Okay.
So in terms of the appearance, it looks a little bit different than what I've had at Panda. It's like a little thinly sliced and has some, what are these, like little tangerines or something?
Yeah, these are mandarin oranges.
Mandarin oranges. Okay, well, they have a very unique way of making it here, actually. Okay, well, here we go. Oh, it's a little bit different than I thought, actually.
It's like, it turns into like this kind of hard mush in your mouth. Kind of prickly.
Because the one that I'm kind of used to is kind of like fried and battered on the outside.
More fried.
So this one is more, how would you describe this?
Like mushy.
Mushy?
Sticky.
Okay. It definitely has a very light batter to it.
It's not a crust.
Yeah, not a crusty flavor. But in terms of the actual sauce itself, is it kind of similar to what you've been accustomed to?
No.
No?
Yeah, there's like a little tang to it. Usually orange chicken's like more sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a little weird.
Okay.
But the oranges are good.
Okay. Honest opinion. Okay. She was like, I love the tangerines better than the chicken. The third and last one, which is the walnut shrimp with these little melons in it with walnuts in it as well. All right, shall we dig in?
Yeah.
All right, ladies first.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get a walnut and shrimp.
Yes.
That's so good.
Explosive taste right there.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I'm not accustomed to this kind of food, but what are your thoughts on this one?
The shrimp is not super bouncy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bite back.
Doesn't bite back.
It's a little mushy. And the sauce is too sour.
Sauce is too sour.
Usually the white sauce is sweeter.
Is it? Okay. So overall, I guess, what do you think about just all the dishes in general we've tried so far?
I really like this one. This one's so good.
Beef broccoli? Yeah.
I did not like the other ones, but that one, so good. I could come back just for that.
All right. Well, that's the winner right there, at least for PF Chang's, right?
What about you?
Yeah, I would say, I would probably say, yeah, the beef broccoli as well, but not by a landslide, though. I would say it kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I think it is for me, it's like that's really up here and then those are really down there, so it is by landslide.
Yeah.
But it's not that high.
Yeah.
It's just those are really low.
Okay. I guess we can tell the viewers that they should order beef and broccoli when they come to PF Chang. That's a safe bet from the analysis of 2 Chinese people. Well, we finished at PF Chang, so now we just came just about a mile down the street at Panda Express, which is going to be our next location of eating, critiquing the same exact 3 foods. You've been here before, right?
Yeah, of course. Panda Express is a staple still.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
at least once. You know,
Hey.
you got to.
So let's go.
Awesome.
Woo! So we have our beef broccoli right there, and then there's the orange chicken right there, and then there's the walnut shrimp right there. So this is like the exact same 3 dishes, but just made a little differently from both restaurants. So, what shall we try first? Would you like to try your favorite, beef broccoli?
No, I want to try the orange chicken. Look how crunchy it looks.
Okay, let's try the orange chicken. That's everybody's favorite Chinese food in America.
Let's try it. Oh, I need
Okay,
a
go on
smaller
ahead.
piece.
All right, ready? Boom.
Oh, that's so much better. It's just so much more battered and fried. I don't know if we're rating it in Chinese authenticity, but it's good in taste.
Do you feel it has any of that tanginess to it?
A little, yeah.
A little?
It's not a strong orange flavor, Like, if you put this in front of me, I'd say it's like sour chicken, sweet or something. I couldn't distinguish what chicken it was, you know?
Oh, really? Okay. Okay, well, let's see, next one. Instead of the fried one, why don't we move on to the beef?
Let's get something healthy. I think the broccoli's a little better just because the sauce is a little better.
Okay. Well, broccoli flavor is almost kind of the same, right? Okay, what do you think about the actual beef versus the PF Chang's?
That beef was superior.
Oh,
For sure.
so their beef is better than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. All right, we're gonna try the third and the last one today, the walnut shrimp. Now, this one definitely looks a little bit different. It doesn't look as fancy
Definitely.
as the one we got at PF Chang. So in the top, of course, it looks kind of fried, almost like a tempura shrimp kind of fried, and with some glazing on it. And the walnuts itself look kind of, what is it, like darker here?
Smaller, darker. They don't really look like walnuts anymore, but.
I know, like what is this, like pieces of orange chicken? I can't even tell the difference.
Yeah. Oh, good shrimp. It doesn't feel like a shrimp.
Yeah, I agree. What does it feel like? Like a fish cake or something?
Yeah, more like a fish cake. Not that there's anything wrong with fish cakes.
Yeah.
But this batter is strong. Thick. I think the quality of the ingredients at PF Chang is better, but they equal out because the taste is a little more intense than these ones.
So basically they have their pros and cons, right? Best way to describe it. All right, so yeah, anyways, out of all these three dishes that we tried today, which would you say is your favorite one here at Panda?
Orange chicken.
Orange
Ding,
chicken?
ding, ding.
Oh, no surprise there.
Yeah, I know, actually.
Would you say it's by a landslide, or would you say?
Yeah. Actually, no, not that much.
Okay. All right.
But it is the winner.
Okay. If I had to say what I think was the better of the two restaurants, although it was a very close call because both of them have their pros and cons, and of course I wouldn't normally eat at these two restaurants if I had a choice to eat out at other restaurants, but if I had to pick which of the two that I think was better, I think probably very narrowly, I would probably say PF Chang just because of the quality of the meats that they use and the produce.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, it was very hard for me to narrow it down because, I really like the batter and the fried and the sauces at Panda Express, but PF Chang's, I think just the overall quality of the ingredients itself they use is actually a little bit better.
Yeah. So I think based off the three dishes that we had today, since they're all common between both restaurants, I would also say PF Chang. If we had tried maybe like some other dishes that were unique to both restaurants, I think the verdict might have been different. But yeah, definitely PF Chang killed it with the broccoli chicken.
Broccoli beef, right?
Yeah, the broccoli beef, beef. Definitely is my favorite.
Yeah, so like I said, it was a very tough call. There were both pros and cons to both of the places, but that's just basically general feelings from, or at least our 2 cents from two Chinese Americans eating at both PF Chang and Panda Express. Well, anyways, I hope you found this episode to be very informative for you, especially if you're thinking about eating at both of these places. If you've liked this episode, then please do give me a thumbs up on this channel. Also comment, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what you think is the better between PF Chang and Panda Express. And finally, please do subscribe to Rockstar Eater if you really enjoy these contents I'm bringing out on a weekly basis. That's the best way to get news and updates and all these episodes on a weekly basis. And also be sure to check out ISIS and on her YouTube as well as her Instagram as well in order to follow in on a lot of the awesome things that she's doing around town. So anyways, that is it for Rockstar Eater. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.